There's a new Fuji Instax camera and it's a big one. Literally. This is the brand new Fujifilm Instax Wide 400 and it's an important release because it's the first Instax Wide release in the best part of a decade. Many people, myself included, slightly feared that this format might be going bye-bye, but alas, it is not. It is back. What do we have here? Well, for starters, it comes in one color and it is green. I don't mind it, I quite like this, but a lot of people online hate it, so fair warning in advance. Other than that, it's a pretty simple camera. If you've seen the Instax SQ40, it works in pretty similar a way to that. Everything operates on the dial here. So you twist that round and we've got a close-up focusing section and a far-out focusing section. That gives you options between 0.9 and 3 meters and then from 3 meters out to infinity. There's also a small attachment which clips on the front. That will give you some slightly more macro capabilities for selfies and things like that. And the real star of the show here is that we now have a mechanically operated self-timer. You'll hear it as we pull it round and see the lights light up. What else is there to love? Well, we've got this nice little metal film catch on here. That's something I've not seen on too many others and I quite like that. It feels a lot more robust, but it does feel quite out of keeping with the rest of the body, which is plastic. You've also got a nice thumb rest there, which is just a nice addition. It makes it nice and comfortable to hold, which it should be because this thing is huge. Like, huge. Obviously you'd expect it given the film that's inside, but it's just worth bearing in mind if you're used to Instax Mini and stuff like that. We're talking about a much bigger format here. The lens on it is a 95mm focal length. I don't know quite what that is equivalent to 35, but it gives a rough field of view of about, it feels like a 50mm. It's got that kind of perspective to it, which is really nice to use. So is it worth your money? Well, it's a really interesting question. This is retailing for about £130 in the UK, which is not cheap, but it is a lot cheaper than the second-hand units of older models, so maybe it is. I think it's quite a simple camera, which is sometimes good for Instax, but in this case I think I'd like to have seen just a little bit more control. When you've got the larger film size, it can really benefit, and it leaves me wanting a little bit more from this one.